Eden,
Slide one.
thank you very much for introducing yourself. You just pipped me to the post. I was going to just welcome you and all of our viewers and listeners on the Zoom meeting today. I think many of them have got used to you now. You've been with us about 5 years, I think, and many of our clients have used your services. Um, Particularly over the internet using your RIM software, which is like AnyDesk. And I know you've been able to help many of our clients with their technical issues. And you are also in charge of storing backups and so forth on the cloud services which we have. I'm sure you will be covering some of those aspects in your interesting talk today. And I hope that many of our clients will just share any experiences that they've had of trying to incorporate inclusion into their HR policies. It's not always an easy issue, but we would like any kind of feedback, positive or negative, on that inclusion aspect of HR, trying to incorporate everybody and give everybody the benefits that they can get from technology and for everyone to make the most of their skills which are available. So, Eden, it's great to have you with Touchstone, and it's great to have you leading us this morning. So I'm just going to hand back to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pitt. Sorry for cutting you in there. I might have got a bit excited with the tech and inclusion topic, but thank you for the introduction. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great 5 years so far. Proudly, this year will be my 5th year at Touchstone. I'm very proud of that, and I hope Touchstone are proud to have me as well. It's been a great 5 years. Talking about inclusion, and just a quick footnote before I dive into the presentation. It's been a great 5 years at Touchstone, and we've come a long way in terms of inclusion, in terms of myself learning to work in a mainstream environment with pressure at times, or not so much pressure at other times. But a big thank you to Touchstone for these 5 years. We've really worked together well, and we have managed to incorporate inclusion into our workplace and into our services as well through some very cool technology tools, like such as the RIM, the Remote Incident Manager, that you might be aware of, and that we will delve into in the presentation. And also having Touchstone management and staff being open-minded to different ways of doing things and different ways of just supporting each other. So thank you for that. It's been a good 5 years. And without taking too much further time, I will start to delve into our presentation. So I'm just going to make sure we have slide one beaming on your screen. Do that. Sorry about that. Just having a small technical challenge there. Okay. And slide one. Yes. Okay. All right. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just having having a slide. Everybody should be able to hear me. Yes, thank you. I do hear some feedback. So we're talking of, we've moved on to our second slide, slide 2. Sorry, I'm not getting feedback on my side, a small technical glitch. But on our slide 2, we're talking of advantages of inclusion. So ladies and gentlemen, when we talk of advantages of inclusion, as you can see on the screen, there are many different advantages of inclusion. Obviously, it's going to give us a much more diverse workforce. It is also going to open opportunities for employers and staff members to be aware of different areas of inclusion that are covered. So here we just have some inclusion tips here at the bottom. It improves access to information, where information becomes accessible. So with this topic of improving access to information, where information becomes accessible, we encourage everyone to have accessible information, within their systems to everyone. So with Touchstone Computer Systems, if you look at our website is 99% accessible. There are pictures on the website, but there are also descriptions of the pictures. We have payroll services listed, for example, on our website, and these services can also be read by screen readers or people who are hard at hearing. The text is very accessible for them. These website tools have been incorporated in the website, so they're not able to be seen by anyone. They are inbuilt tools which are currently running in the background to ensure that, like, for example, our web services are accessible. So that is one key importance of access to information, which we do take pride in as Touchstone. The creating equal opportunities, obviously, we are working on that. It's very important as an inclusive employer to create equal opportunities. Myself, as a visually impaired person coming to Touchstone, we have had, I would say, an equal platform where we have been open to, I would say, employing persons with disabilities and also having the requisite knowledge. If a person with disability comes for training, or if a person with a disability comes to our premises, we would know how to interact with them. One thing we must always remember when focusing on equal opportunities for inclusion is we talk to the person first. So yes, a person with a disability may come in for an interview. This is a key point that has been brought up in various seminars throughout the past couple of weeks, where we find that people with disabilities are undermined, where people talk to their assistant or their helper. And we at Touchstone, they've really encouraged myself. They speak to me directly. My colleagues speak to me directly. And from there onwards, we have a more clearer dialogue and we're able to have an understanding. And that's where we sprout and have equal opportunities to come in as Touchstone. The customer satisfaction when we're talking of inclusion. I'm going to base this on a software point of view, because working with some clients, working with some people that may be on this meeting, I have worked with RIM, Remote Incident Manager. So Remote Incident Manager basically means, for all those who know and those who don't, I would connect to your computer and it's something similar as AnyDesk, as we all might be aware. As I'm visually impaired, this gives me a speech output to go onto your computer, and I will be able to facilitate or work on the issue at hand on your computer, be it a payroll technical issue or be it an actual technical issue to do with software that allows me to work on your computer. So this software is very inclusive, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know the history of it, you would not be aware that a visually impaired person is working on your computer. So we do definitely say that inclusion with all our tech tools enhances customer satisfaction. And we can also say, I believe that in terms of time management, we can also resolve certain technical issues much better. I'm just going to try and mute the gentleman who is unmuted. Thank you. I have tried to mute you, but if there is anyone that is currently unmuted, please kindly mute your sound in the background. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is talking about customer satisfaction. In a nutshell, inclusive tools produce great customer satisfaction. And we are here at Touchstone to guide you and, to furthermore give you more inclusion tips and guidance as we go along. So when we are talking about inclusive company reputation building, as Zimbabwe is moving into an inclusive world and inclusive company drive, the more inclusive your company has, the better your reputation becomes. To be known as an inclusive employee is a very, very good recommendation. And we are hoping that in time we will have an inclusive badge on our website to show that we are champions of inclusion throughout Zimbabwe. And we're hoping this will gain some traction as well. So accessibility standards, and talking of complex accessibility standards. Accessibility can mean many things. With inclusion, accessibility can mean going into your workplaces, how your workplaces are accessed, are there steps, are there ramps, etc. I know we've touched on this before, but as Touchstone, we have extremely accessible premises. Firstly, the physical accessibility is quite accessible. We have some footpaths, we have some well-marked pavings, and we have some well-established steps for us to go in. In terms of our services, like I said, we've touched on accessibility services. Our website is accessible. Our content, meaning our presentations, our slides are accessible. And this morning, I actually have a team member working with me in this presentation from our marketing division. And he is currently helping me to be the best, to bring this presentation. And he's also working on accessibility with us as well. So I thank him for joining the accessibility move and drive. And this is how we at Touchstone continue to make our services much more accessible and inclusive to everyone. So what we would like to do at Touchstone is continue to encourage innovation and diversity. So through inclusion and innovation and diversity, these things can work together. At Touchstone, we've included some many innovative steps within our organization, which we'll touch on in our services and some of our services and that inclusion options that we have to offer. So being inclusive has granted us more room to be innovative. And as we go along with our technology side, and as you know, Zimbabwe becomes more innovative with technology as we go along, I believe that Touchstone will be a key innovator. We're going to go to the fourth slide. Our services. Right, so we're going to talk about advantages of our correct technology. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know that having a well-working computer is important. In order for you to run payroll, in order for you to store your backups nicely, we need correct technology. We need to have our correct machines. We find that in most cases, not only in payroll processing, maybe even for screen readers, for example, for accessibility tools, you need the correct machine, you need the correct tools. So what we are hoping for and what we are aiming for is to guide us, to keep ourselves guided as Touchstone, and to keep you as our clients and as our, as our colleagues in the best way to manage your computers and the best way to keep your computers up to date. So we obviously have our computer maintenance service, which we are talking about, where we offer to maintain your computers for you. This entails a virus check, a memory cleaner, Windows support, as well as critical security updates, because While your payroll can be running in the background, other things can be manifesting on your computer. And it is very important to have updated security definitions, updated security drivers to make sure that all your payroll data and your data on your computer is safe. Remember, you're doing payroll processing. You're also probably going online to get some information or to do some uploads. When you go online, your machines or your domain could be at risk. Obviously, a lot of organizations have IT personnel, and if any IT personnel have joined this morning, then they definitely can concur with me and agree to say that yes, having maintenance on your machine is very important. So we do offer a maintenance check service to everybody who does know about that. And just a reminder to you and everyone who may not know, we're offering a maintenance service. Please be in touch with us on our email addresses, which will be provided at the bottom for more feedback or to book an appointment with us. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, we'll make sure your machine is running well. Security updates, Windows updates. Your payroll will be checked as well to make sure your payroll is running well. We'll avoid crashes on your machines. And we will also make sure that your machine is running at peak performance. What we also do is provide you with a service report. The service report will be generated after the machine is repaired, and we will then give you recommendations on how to keep your machine running smoother for the future. So, advantages of correct technology. It improves productivity. Obviously, you'll be more productive with your machines. Your machines will be faster. When your correct settings are on your machine, everything will be correct, everything will be fast, and you can seamlessly process your payroll. It reduces downtime. Obviously, it will reduce downtime because when you're processing payroll and when you're on a time crunch, time is important, so we need to reduce that downtime. It also helps with technical issues. If there are any technical issues that are being seen on your machine, we have to sort those out for you as well. I apologize for that if anyone had that background noise. We will have to sort out your technical issues. Maybe your payroll is running slow. Maybe you need to store your backups in a proper manner. All these things in your technical issues can be resolved. So with the correct communication strategies with the correct IT or the correct computer knowledge or the correct, the collaboration and IT with communication and IT becomes one. With us, when we talk of our communication and collaboration, you are probably aware that we have our mailing lists and we have our WhatsApp notice board. So with accessible communication and collaboration, we are trying to reach you from Touchstone in all areas and all corners. Please do share with us as well if you appreciate us sending you emails as well as WhatsApp messages on the notice board. And if you also feel that there are more people who you'd like to add from your organizations to our groups or our notice boards, please do let us know, as we do take pride in having accessible communication and collaboration with you. So one of the things that we keep talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is correct maintenance of your computer, and that is definitely agreed upon. We must know that we have data protection laws and data protection acts that we are all somewhat following or somewhat working towards within our organizations. And when you have correct maintenance and correct data controls on your machine, it protects data loss. If you have data loss or if you are subject to data loss, you will then have a backup system or backup setup that will then ensure that no critical data is lost within your organization regarding to payroll or any other critical functions. So here at Touchstone, that is one of our things that we take pride in, data management and organization integrity, keeping your data safe. And we will be constantly always guiding you on tech tips to keep your data safe. One thing that we also keep promoting is our remote work and cloud services. Yes, we've talked about RIM in general. There are some people who do not wish to use Remote Incident Manager as they opt for AnyDesk. And ladies and gentlemen, that is okay. But I would like to let you know that sometimes our AnyDesk personnel might be quite busy at the time. And if you do wish for urgent, timely assistance, the RIM Remote Incident Manager app will be your go-to app for cloud and remote assistance. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't have it, please do contact me after the session on tech@touchstone.co.zw, or you can use the email that will be provided at the end of the slide. What my aim would be, ladies and gentlemen, is for those who may need the RIM, it will be installed on your machine free of charge because you are the person that's receiving help. And then whenever you need help, you can either choose between RIM or AnyDesk, and you will have these two options at any given time. For IT personnel who are worried about RIM, the Remote Incident Manager is a fully licensed, authorized program, and there are no virus threats. There are no threats that will discourage us or make connection difficult. So please feel free and safe to use the software at any time. If you would like some documentation and a write-up on it, I would be definitely feel free to share it with you at any time. The RIM, in my instance, provides better accessibility to myself and to yourself as well. There are some features that RIM has, such as screen recording, where I'm able to work on your machine and do a screen record, where you're able to see the work that I've done on your machine afterwards. It also has chat support. So while we are chatting on RIM, we don't have to be talking on the landline. We can actually turn on our microphones on our computers and we can chat to each other. That is also opening the door for one-on-one support or live demonstrations as well. Okay, we're going to go to our next slide. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our important points here is our services. This is some of our innovative services that we offer. In no order, I might present them in, but in random order. As you can see, we have our backup services, we have our computer maintenance services there. And I think we also have our Microsoft and Windows services as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll first start to touch on our backup services. Our backup services, we have launched as an innovative solution for payday, where we encourage our clients and all our users to store rather their backups. We have a cloud-based service solution where we would like to add and store our cloud services and our backup solutions. So what we basically do, ladies and gentlemen, is we encourage you. You could possibly send your backups to us. We encourage this year backup storage, and we can store backups from previous years as well. Obviously, the cost will increase. But we encourage backup storage through our cloud services, where every month we will come and physically take backups from you remotely, backups and reports, and we can keep them in our vaults, in our storage vaults. This is to ensure that if you have any issues, or if your laptop crashes, or if your computer crashes, we have your payroll data for you. All you have to do is come to us and we'd restore your data from our backups that we have on our cloud service, and you'd be good to go. Some clients do prefer to store their own backups, which is fine. I do recommend that if you are installing your own backups, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you do keep them nicely and in the best possible manner, and you know where you kept them. If you've kept them in a folder where you have put a password, please also remember the password as well. However, I do encourage you to make use of our backup storage service, which is readily available at any time. When we touch on our maintenance service, our computer maintenance service, Like we touched on before, this will make sure your computers are running. Make sure your drivers are up to date. Make sure all your Microsoft products are genuine. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, with genuine products comes a genuine computer. And with a genuine computer means that everything on your computer will be running smoothly. So when we do a check for you on your computer, we make sure you have no viruses. We make sure you have no issues on your computer. We also make sure when you open your payroll, it's running smoothly. So that is our tech check, which we do recommend on all machines. One thing that I might have excluded from this issue is password management. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important for you to manage your passwords on payday. We will probably touch on this in another security issue, but just touching on IT, it is important to keep your passwords on payday regularly changed and updated. And from a tech point of view, a lot of people use the 123 touch or touch 123 password to log into payday. It is recommended from an IT and security point of view that your password be changed to something within your organization or that is acceptable within your password policies. If you do wish to do that or wish for a password change, please do contact us and we will facilitate you on that. This is only to facilitate best practices for security and best practices and ethics for IT as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about accessibility. Accessibility definitely matters, ladies and gentlemen. The question that I've posed here is why accessibility matters. Some people just look at accessibility as maybe a bother, or maybe it's a problem, or maybe it's an extra bit of work. But a tip for everyone and for myself is if we start everything with accessibility in mind from the beginning, then we will not have to put accessibility in the background or in the future because everything is built with accessibility. So accessibility really matters, ladies and gentlemen, because it gives us an enhanced inclusive access to our services and our workflow. So within our organization and within your organization, please do kindly think along the lines of why accessibility matters. And if you have had any points or any any pointers of accessibility that you might have done in your organization, what I'm going to do for about 30 seconds or so, if anybody would like to comment, maybe you can unmute yourself, or you can maybe comment in the chat. So send me an email afterwards to let me know if you've managed to implement even a small accessibility measure within your organizations, or if you feel the need to implement one, or if it's possible. I'm not sure if anyone would like to interact. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if nobody is willing, if nobody wishes to unmute, please, if possible, do share for our documentation purposes afterwards in an email how you feel you might be accessible or how you have been accessible. So just talking of accessibility, these are some of the key importance of why accessibility is important to us. Like we said, the organization becomes inclusive and services are more reachable. Accessibility also means improved usability. If clients have an issue or are struggling to use a certain part of our service, we also try to develop notes to guide you on how to do certain things in payroll. We also have our training, our Zoom sessions, which our marketing department has also kindly uploaded onto our YouTube channel, which is broadcast every week. So all these, ladies and gentlemen, come under the category of accessible services and accessible learning. Just before I move on to the last slide, we just to touch on, we also have our accessible Microsoft services, which are accessible to everyone. So please do get in touch with us for an array of different services through our tech department. our innovations that we may have mentioned here, and also the ones that that still may be behind the scenes that are still around. One more issue of accessibility, ladies and gentlemen, one of my colleagues had just asked me to brush on it, was the emailing of payslips. Please remember that we do have a very fully fledged feature of payslip emailing, which can be set up. Please do contact myself or anyone in support for this. This comes of one of our accessibility features where emailing bulk payslips has now become ease. And in terms of accessibility and usability, this can be done with a very easy setup. So this is one of our features of accessibility that we are pushing out this week as well. If there are any other further questions or contributions, please do kindly share with me via email, ladies and gentlemen, on how you feel you can be accessible or how you are accessible already and inclusive as an employee. It will be very good to hear and take some notes as well. But with this further, with all this being said, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for joining me for this presentation. I did have a technical glitch where my speech feedback was being cut off. So I do think that is an issue with my PowerPoint, which I will kindly work on in the next couple of days. But I do thank my marketing team for facilitating the presentation with me and making sure everything has gone smoothly. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please keep in mind our services that we offer. It is very important to have maintenance and a good tech spectrum for your computers and for all your technology. Because do remember that with technology comes innovation, and with innovation comes a lot of new different opportunities and different platforms from Touchstone. So I thank you for this opportunity. Our recording will be presented once edited on our channels, and we look forward to your feedback and to hearing from you in the future. And we look forward also for you to take on possibly, please keep in mind our backup services and all the other important new innovations that we have. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you to Mr. Pitt as well. And thank you once again.
Hi, Eden. Sorry, I've got a question.
No problem. Thank you.
Yes. I wanted to find out whether I wanted to find out on payslips, if we want to put our company logo on a payslip, is it possible?
Yeah, yes, sir. That can be possible. If you just send a request to me in writing, to tech@touchstone.co.zw, then I will facilitate that for you. But that can be worked on for you, sir. Yes.
Okay, Eden.
All
Thanks
right.
very much for the presentation. I think we will also love to have the rim on our machine.
Thank you very much. That is appreciated. A very good inclusive approach. When you do send me the email, I'll facilitate an installation file which can be installed on your machine, and it won't be much of a problem at all.
Okay, thank you so much, Eden.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, Eden. Think that's a very powerful and good presentation.
Thank you.
Yes, I wanted just to check on, especially on accessibility technology, whether we are now going towards going cloud-based, where we can have the system set up on cloud so that you don't need to be sending or collecting backups. It actually automatically done on cloud. That's what I wanted just to get clarity there. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Very good question. While inclusion encourages innovation with technology, yes, will be moving to a cloud-based system in due course. That will be communicated for you. In terms of the backup retrieval at the moment, we actually do come on your machine at the moment and retrieve your backups for you. So it's pretty seamless on your side, but agreed, the backup integration will come into the cloud system as it is implemented in the next couple of months. Yes.
No,
Thank
thanks
you.
a lot.
Thank you.
Masvi, thanks very much for that question. Just something of many organizations, you may have servers within your companies, and that is, in fact, like your in-house cloud. And please get in touch with us again if you would like to be putting Payday onto the server and the backups going onto the server. Those can be arranged even before going to like international cloud with Google services and AWS and the like. So those facilities for backing up onto your own in-house cloud are possible. I'd like to just take the opportunity to ask Aidan, on being a certified Microsoft agent, you have facilities now that you've got recently from Microsoft for patching problems that have arisen in Windows 10 and Windows 11. So could you just highlight that just for a minute or so?
Thank you, Mr. Pitt. Yes, not to leave out the issues of Microsoft and Windows patches, ladies and gentlemen. As I am a certified Microsoft specialist myself, more in the sense of software and technology, we have had some difficult machines or difficult issues from a Microsoft perspective, where certain machines on Windows 10 and Windows 11 have difficult patches. When we say difficult patches, some of the updates that Windows 10 and Windows 11 get, they may conflict with payroll systems, they may conflict with accounting systems as well. However, after extensive work and consultations with Microsoft over the past couple of weeks, we do have a patch, a genuine Microsoft patch for Windows 10, which will continue support for the next 2 years. And then we have a Windows 11 patch support as well, which fixes the broken issues between the Windows system and the payroll or accounting environment as well. So yes, if there are anyone who feels that if there is anyone who feels that their machines might be running out of sort or these patches are causing issues, please do get in touch with us. We have patched a number of clients so far, and everything seems to be running well. We are constantly providing feedback to Microsoft as we go along with these patches. So if anybody needs any clarity or any assistance, please feel free. Thank you.